How's this for a title? EVS extends olive branch. Mike sharpens it into a steak and barbecues a frog. Mike Miller, formerly of Blacklist Universe, had an art auction last night. It was a lot of fun. Some great art got sold. Everyone had a good time. There were mild trolls, but that's just a part of social media. But guess who was in the chat? Our very own Ethan Van Sciver, the human sunbeam, ? Who was bidding on art and having a good time. In fact, everyone was having a good time. It felt like a Comicsgate reunion. Just a bunch of dudes hanging out, having a few beers, and buying great art. Everyone acting like adults. I kept saying things like, hey, it sure would be cool to see John Malin and EVS on the show. Why not invite them next Friday? Of course, nobody responded to me because what are they going to say? Though I'm sure Mike was reading those comments. Hey, we're all middle-aged dudes acting like teenagers because that's what it boils down to, right? Adults who are not acting like adults. Is it a personality trait unique to artists? In my life, I have a very long history of getting along with difficult people because unless you want to live in an echo chamber, that's just a part of life. Doing business with people who have different opinions from you. I thought that only SJWs wanted to live in echo chambers. It seems odd that we would want to do it. Kind of childish, really. And credit where credit is due, EVS did extend the olive branch to Mike Miller. I know that a lot of you people think he is literally a combination of Jeffrey Dahmer, Stalin, and Satan, which may be true. But he did put forth his hand in friendship. I kept suggesting they all get back together and do a live stream next Friday. EVS said that would happen when I came on his show, which sounds like a conditional offer. If I go on his show, he'll go on Mike's show, so that is something to keep in mind. But I guess it would depend on Mike Miller and his ability to get over his prideful ways. Because we all know that pride is a sin. Right, Mike? Damn Asian girls for the win. I love skinny girls. Click the links to support me or add your links to your Indiegogo campaign if you want some free advertising. Even though it, doesn't get, small channel gets a few views, you never know what eyeballs are gonna look at your project and decide, hey, this is for me. Some people may find this video offensive. Those people are known as pussies. I saw Zach's video on the Kickstarter gatekeeper who told Mike Miller to go Nagasaki himself. She's a communist, lesbian, Chinese woman who hates Japanese and European people. In case you're unaware, comics on Kickstarter are mostly buzzword comics, like this, that people sell with their friends or rather guilt their friends into buying. Kickstarter has a ton of these campaigns that fund for $1,000 or $2,000. I think this is $1,500. They're along the lines of obese lesbians of color who hate men of European descent for some reason. Think of BB Free by Gabby Rivera. On Twitter, when I remind these people who actually is committing violence against the LGBT in America, I get blocked and I lose another account. Well, Jack, that is what burner phones are for. Daddy can't suspend us all. So this soy boy at ICU2 says, comics Twitter can be kind of a cesspool. Will there be a secondary vetting process used to screen out trolley stuff? What does that mean? Who is he referring to? Us? Comicsgate? Does he think we're the trolls? She says she won't accept hate speech, which begs the question, what does that phrase mean? They never explain it, because if they were honest, they would have to explain why Jawbreakers and Lone Star weren't allowed to be sold on their platforms. If you thought Smugless Dirty Doug TenNapel had a smuggy, smarmy, I'm better than you face, just take a look at your screen right now. Because those comics weren't exactly banned. It was the creators who were banned for wrongthink. Kickstarter knows who Mike Miller and Richard Meyer are. They were not allowed to do business simply because the Mean Girls decided that the defamation that propagandists had spread about CG was true. Or rather, they disregarded the importance of the truth, calling CG some sort of istophobic hate group. Is it true? The truth doesn't matter. The people of soy know that when other soy people call victims hateful, it's a dog whistle to the NPCs that these people are the enemy. They must be ruined, made homeless, unemployed. Their children's lives must be destroyed. The originators of the rumor know that the defamation isn't true, but the people who repeat it either know they are repeating a falsehood or they're repeating defamation in a reckless manner. Sorry, I just can't look at her face any longer. I.e., without verifying the truth of the statement. When we're dealing with people's livelihoods, it's particularly malicious. SJWs will destroy lives at a mere whim. Something mild will offend them, but they will strawman the argument to build it up in their minds to something more than it is, because the SJW mob is a binary. They either turn on and destroy or stay off. There is no mild admonishment or gentle rebuke. They don't agree to disagree like gentlemen. They must cancel their victim and send a message to other wreckers of progress that if they dare to step out of line, they will likewise be punished. Kickstarter is the largest comic crowdfunding platform on Earth, and they block Mike and Myers from being able to make a living for no reason other than they wanted to punish them for having the wrong politics. Sorry guys, you can't fulfill your dreams of making comics because you voted for the wrong guy. I thought election interference was illegal. I guess there are different rules for different people. You may ask, well, why doesn't the right deplatform and destroy people like the commies do? First of all, the right has fewer petty bitches. The groups are fundamentally different. If the right had power, you would have free speech. When the left takes power, and they will, there will be no free speech. In America, one may openly criticize elected officials. In commie countries, the KGB would drag you away and torture you to death because there's no due process under socialism. Hey, would I have free speech, the Second Amendment, due process, notice, and an opportunity to be heard, jury trial under socialism? No, you would not. Okay, GTFO, and go F yourself in the A with a Liberty device. If we don't have free expression, then who exactly decides what we may say? Oh, a diverse group of qualified people. You mean like alt-left college professors? A group of elite ivory tower bourgeoisie will decide how the dirty proletariat may express themselves? No, we mean the people will decide who may say what. But I am the people. Shouldn't I be the best one to decide how I may express myself? Once you take logic off the table, once you argue from emotion and not reason, anything goes. What if I very logically decide that your restrictions on my expression are hate speech? Well, you won't be allowed to. Why not? Because we will make your decisions for you. Doesn't that make me a slave and you my master? Yes, welcome to socialism. A STP song came on in the playlist. It was Plush from the album Core. The song would never be made today. They would say that it glorifies violence against women. In current year, only... should I say this? I will say only rap artists are allowed to glorify violence against women. And if you don't believe me, go listen to some. In the 80s, the elites tried to cancel Guns N' Roses for the same reason, but it wasn't very effective because people simply handed them an NWA record and told them to eat a fat D. Well, it's the same people then and now. They share the same ideology. They are globalists who want communism. Now, when allowed to discuss communism in an open forum, communism is always going to be laughed down. It has demonstrably failed time and time again. Literally everywhere and every when, it leads to starvation and brutal repression of human rights. Mordecai Levy, aka Karl Marx, has been partially responsible for millions of deaths. That's why globalists, socialists, Antifa abhor free expression, because their ideas wither under the strong sunlight of reason. The right doesn't silence free expression because they aren't in power. Who controls the media, social media, academia? Who owns the companies? Who runs the office? Who is the on-air talent? Who runs Hollywood? Oh boy, he gonna say it, Ms. Obama, get down. What? Elon Musk said it. The rich and powerful are elite bourgeois masters who tell us what to think, because when you control the media, you control the narrative. You know how to tell who is in power? Look to see who you can't criticize. You may make fun of Trump all you want, but if you make fun of CNN, they will destroy your life. A Freddie King song came on. He titled it Surf Monkey. I'm guessing that he would have to rename it if it came out in current year. Wouldn't you like to live in a country where you had free expression? Where if people heard that Myers and Miller were being deplatformed by Kickstarter, that they would be outraged instead of apathetic? Bread and circuses have made us fat and stupid. Your grandkids will be speaking Spanish in a country that will be indistinguishable from Mexico because it will be Mexico. Won't that be culturally enriching? It will be the same socialist paradise that Mexico is, with the same extinguishment and snuggle rates. The third world has so much to teach the first world because diversity is our strength. Right, Justin Trudeau? The reason I mention immigration rates and probably lose a few subs is because the replacement Americans vote for socialism. They don't care about free expression or the Second Amendment. In a few short years, the Bill of Rights will be gone. What about the Constitution? The Constitution is a piece of paper. The only thing that powers it is the people. Once you replace enough of the freedom-loving Americans with the socialist-loving third worlders, you can kiss the Constitution goodbye. Instead, we will have the Chinese social credit system to compel behavior. In case you're unfamiliar with China, well, I had to edit some of that out. But may I just remind you of Tiananmen Square? Okay, and I'm going to edit the rest of that out. I just want to mention one last thing. This is a fork. This is an abomination. Who designed something like this? This is a crime against humanity. This is a fork. This is a threek. What the hell am I supposed to do with this thing? Anyway, like, comment, subscribe. You can send me an email, BBQS602@gmail.com. Click the links below to support the channel. Or send me hate mail, nudes, drugs, whatever. Go buy Cash Grab and Lone Star and Cyberfrog. Buy whatever you want. We don't have to pick sides because we're all adults. We're all over 18, right? Get, I don't know, what was JDA's thing called? Tiny Dancer or Clockwork Dancer on Amazon, or Flying Sparks on Amazon. Go get Wanger's book. Go get Vestige by the War Campaign guys because it looks good. Because we can, we don't have to pick sides. Because we're all out of high school, I think. All right, guys. I will see y'all next episode.